fellow budgeters, my name is Brandy and you're watching From Debt to Dreams, and on this channel we're paying off over $400,000 worth of debt, but don't you fret, way more than half of that is our mortgage. Let's work on a budget with me and cash stuffing. So here is our budget for the pay cycle of August 14th through August 27th. We always budget for $3,700, and in our income account, which is the rollover that we had from last time, we have $1,000. So we have $4,700 to work with. The bills we have to pay this month or this pay cycle are car insurance for $125, our debt consolidation loan for $945, my student loan for $180, my husband's student loan for $500. Our electricity bill is $242. So I will be taking $42, $45 probably out of our extra utility. So I really should have added $45 right there. So our numbers are going to be a little off. So now it's $47.45. Okay, so then my husband's life insurance for $50. Piedmont is our gas, our gas utility bill for $65. Apple TV for $15. My life insurance for $35. Tithe to our church for $100, and Spotify for $15. We also have our non-negotiables that always come out. We have $50 for Christmas and $350 for games and savings challenges, which puts our bills total at $26.72. But since we added $45 from the extra utilities envelope, the leftover money is now $20.73. Okay. So then here's everything will go into our binders. In our green binder, we're going to be stuffing $1,167. So that gives us a leftover of $906. In our blue binder, we're putting in $18, which gives us a leftover of $888. In our pink binder, we're going to be putting $129, which gives us a leftover of $759. And then in our purple binder, we're taking out $50. So we now have a total leftover of $709, which will be rolled over into the next pay cycle to help pay for the next bills. So let's go ahead and do the stuffing. And I have filmed the stuffing part already. I had to wait till I could get this printed before I could film this part. So I will say that when I'm stuffing, I do not take the $45 out of the utility envelope, but I will make sure that that gets taken out so I can put it in the bank so that we can pay this bill. Okay, let's move on to the cash stuffing. All right, let's get to this cash stuffing. In this chunk of money right here, I have $1,714. So I'm not going to count it because that's going to get crazy. But what I am going to do is put these ones to the side and then put all of our cash in the cash tray, and we will get started with cash stuffing. All right, so first we do our weekly spending, or I guess our categories that we use a little bit more often in our weekly spending. I don't know what I'm saying. Before we get into this, now I'll just tell you in my next video. Okay, so groceries is gonna get $600. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So all together, I should have 700. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alrighty. Gas is gonna get 250. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 20, 40, and 50. So now I have 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 70. So 370, and that is correct. School is going to get $30, like usual. So now school has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 113. We did have to use about $11 of that for my kids. I got them like a hot lunch, and I had to take money out for that. Scouts is getting $20, and this helps pay for uniforms or camping fees or that kind of stuff. So we have 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85. 285. It is really sunny outside right now, and it's raining. I wonder if there's a rainbow outside. Sadie's gonna get her usual 10. So now we have 100, 120, 140, and 150. Haircuts is getting 20. It's about time for people to get some haircuts in my house. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Takeout is getting 200, and it's empty right now, so it is getting $200. And home gets $1, so we now have 21. Prescriptions gets 10. Oh no, prescription gets 20, so I have $60. And clothing gets 5, so we now have 30. Miscellaneous gets 10, and that's all it has. And then debt payment gets $1. All right, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And there was no other, no other money in that debt payment envelope since we emptied it in our cash stuffing, our cash unstuffing, and then we have made a debt payment. So awesome. All right, here's our annual fees binder. So Costco gets $1, and all of these, not all of them, but most of them have the same amount. So we have $5, $6, $7, $8, and $9 for Costco. Mint City Collective, which is the collector. It is the supporters group that my husband is a part of for the Charlotte Football Club MLS soccer team. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I can't remember exactly how much that membership is. I want to say it's only maybe $25 to $50, but we're going to save $100 just in case. All right, tax prep, it gets $1, and we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 81, 82, 83, and 84. Oh, it is really starting to rain out there. My husband's license for his work gets $1. So we have 100, 200, 300 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 91, and 92. So 392, and our goal is 500. Car registration gets $1. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Scouting fees gets 5. This is the annual fee we are currently working on. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, and 85. Gaming and tech subscriptions gets $1. So it also has 9. That is for Nintendo, PlayStation, Google, that kind of stuff. ID theft protection, we get ours through Xander Insurance. And it gets $1, so we're 5, 6, 7, 8, and $9. That renews in October. Our AAA membership also gets $1, so it's also got 9. And then water filter gets 5. So we have 25, 26, and 27. All right, that's it for our annual fees. All right, so then we come into our these are savings goals for bigger things, and we just slowly save for things. But these are things that will be used like within a 12-month period. So birthdays gets $1, and there's nothing in there right now. We emptied it out. Car care gets 5. And so we now have 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, and 78. Charlotte Football Club gets 5. This is for us to take the whole family to Charlotte for the first game of the season, and that is 20, 40, 60, 85, and $86. Family Fun, we have started to implement, it gets $1. We've started to implement no screen Sundays, or I guess screen-free Sundays, and so this envelope is going to help us pay for things to do on Sundays that are not including a screen. So maybe going putt-putt, or getting a new Lego set, or getting a puzzle or something. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and $15 in Family Fun. Gifts, it's $10. So in gifts we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. We might spend some of that this week. A friend of ours is going on a missions trip, and he has a wife and 4 children, and he's only going for a week, but we might buy his family a meal while they're out. All right, while he's out, health gets 15. So 10 and 15. So we now have 20, 30, 40, 45. HOA gets 40. So we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 220. Kids sports is empty, and it's getting 5. Pest control, we had to take out $145 for our August treatment, and so now we have to add in $45 for the month, and so we're now at $145. Summer camp is getting $1. Just so we can add a little bit to it. $21 and $22 in here. And we have just started a new savings challenge for that. I need about $1,300 before next summer. And yard work also gets $1. And so it's got $21 in here. My husband wants to do some landscaping in our yard, so we're just slowly saving up for that. All right, Brandy, myself, I get $1. And I'm gonna color in the second half of this shoe. Excuse me. So we should be at $72. I can't wait for this tracker to be done. 20, 40, 60, 71, and 2. And that is just me slowly saving up for a treadmill. I think for Christmas this year, I'm gonna ask people to give me some money for my treadmill. All right, so emergency fund got $5. So we have 500, 600, 700, no, 500, 600, 700, $800 in the bank, and 20, 40, 45, and $50 in cash. So that's $850. All right, extra escrow gets $1. So it now has 10, 15, 16, and 17. And that's just in case when the escrow analysis comes to us every June or July, that if the escrow is going to be at a shortage and they say, hey, pay this amount or your mortgage will go up, we have the money to pay that amount. Thankfully for this year, we had an escrow, like it was completely even, so we're good. So we don't have to worry about that, but I like having that envelope just in case for next year. Extra utilities gets 5, and we have 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. I have not gotten the light bill for this month yet, so we'll have to see. House projects gets $1, so we're at $13. Jason gets $1. So he is at 21, 22, 23, and 24. And then he also gets his spending money. So he gets a 10 and 2 5s. There we go. And I have gone through all of my 5s and all of my 10s, and they're all pretty now. So he gets pretty ones, even though I'd like to give him ugly ones. The Jonas Brothers, we are slowly saving up for whenever they go on tour again, which now we have $13. This time we will have to get 4 tickets because my kids want to see them. And for my kids, we're going to put $2 in there because I have 2 children. So they each get $1. We have $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, and $30. And then I need $10 to put aside so that they, when they earn their stars, they can tell me, or they can redeem their stars for money, which is basically their allowance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They have the potential of earning $10 or $5 a week, I believe, which is why I put aside 10, but they don't do enough chores to earn the money. So if they want the money, they have to do the chores. I don't just give them money. Myers Trips is getting $1, and that's all it's gotten there because we pulled it out last time. Utah is getting $1, so that's $13. Saving up very slowly to take my boys out to Utah so they can see where I grew up and where my heart lives. And then year-end giving is $1. We don't count that. And that is it for my envelopes. So now we have just the money left over for our Play and Pays and our Motivation Mondays. So for Play and Pay, we do $120, and then we do 7 $10 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We do 8 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we do 10 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Great. Then this means I should have $70 here. So I do $35 each week for my Motivation Monday or Motivation Minis, whatever. I don't know, because the videos don't always land on Monday, as evidenced by this video, which is coming to you on a Monday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. And 35. Perfect. All right. I'm just gonna throw those right in here. And I am going to say thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for going over my budget with me and for sitting here and watching me stuff my envelopes. I truly appreciate it. Come back on Wednesday. We're going to do a Momentum Minis, Motivation Minis, whatever it is, where we play tinies really quickly so that we can get some little boosts in our envelopes. And I will tell you all about kind of what happened. We had to take an impromptu trip to Florida, and I will tell you all about that in my next video. I hope that you have a really great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!